Hey folks, I'm HP and this is Dr. Pink. Happy New Year to the year 2018, and today's topic is distortion. What is distortion? How can we get the best out of distortion and stuff like that? And I'm using a Black Star 1 watt tube head with internal distortion, of course. And there's two settings. First setting is like the crunch setting, and then afterwards we're going to check out the high gain setting and see how the whole thing works and how you can get more near to your tone. First of all, so this is now the crunch setting. Now, if you're playing with a good tube simulation, tube distortion simulation, or a tube distortion or overdrive or whatever, then you can really work out with the dynamics of the distortion. That's what the topic is in this tutorial. So now, first of all, that the chords really sound crunchy, that the guitar has to be tuned perfectly. You can check it out by playing a 5 chord, G5 here in the 3rd fret, A string damped 3rd fret here in the B string, and let's take D5 3rd fret, 2nd fret, low E string damped and high E string damped. So now if you play those chords just like attacking slightly, see, it nearly sounds clean. Or you can play one string after each other. And now comes the dynamic part of it. The harder you attack, the more distortion you get out. And if you play, let's say, only with these 3 chords, you can create tension by using the dynamic shift. So first start slow. See, nearly clean. And you get the maximum bite out of the chords when you really attack the strings hard. In this case, I really go through the strings with the pick very hard. In order to do that, you need to grab the chords very perfect and damp the strings which you don't play. So it really makes sense if you really want to explore your distortion, just play the chords like this, play them harder and harder. See, when it comes to lead guitar, the whole playing technique, I mean, many players among you really think you need to have tons of effects, but that's not the point. One of my guitar teachers once told me, if you want to have a good sound, switch off all effects. Okay, I still have a reverb now, but there's no additional effects, and try to make the best sound out of the tone which you have. I'm using the A minor pentatonics here. See, and then you can, if you work out dynamics, just try to like attack a string, and if you just attack a string like this, sounds like nothing. But if you start to, the more you get into harmonics or give more vibrato, the more you can really get the dynamic shift out of your tone. You create tension with the tone, and therefore, of course, a dynamic distortion is needed. Otherwise, it doesn't really sound nice. So you can try to play like one note, attack it soft, harder, and the harder you attack, the more vibrato you give, and this gives the simulation of getting more distortion. But it's all one setting now. There's nothing else happening here. See? Or you play the same thing. There was the A5 power chord. Playing here, there's the A here. Same thing, soft, hard. Or see the dynamic shift there again, and then goes down. And you do this by attacking the string. See? You must understand that the tone of the distortion is ugly. This is the tone, the pure tone. Just press here or anywhere. Attack like this. Sounds like nothing. The tone itself is not nice. So you need to create the tone. By attacking softer and harder. By doing do nothing. Just with different types of attack, it starts to get alive. If you work with vibrato or harmonics, then it starts to get more alive. And that's why you should, when you work out technical exercises, really check out this stuff as well. Just sit on a chair, as I do now, or anywhere, and just listen to the sound you're playing without any stress. Just listen and try to evolve the sound. So even if you do this here, listen how it sounds, how it evolves. That's one of the main things which you need to know. Now let's switch to high gain. Before I had a crunch setting, now we have a high gain setting. Now with the high gain setting, there's one difference. You have of course more gain. That means the tone stays longer, but the tone itself, just a pure tone without anything, is even more disgusting. Can you hear those these overtones? Can you hear them? By doing nothing. So you need to create the tone. So also with the chords, as before with the crunch setting, in this case, when you play soft, you can work with the volume. With the volume, just put the volume first down. See now, I just put the volume down here just with the volume, or you have your volume pedal, and then you can come in with the distortion. See how the tone changes. Low volume, that's nearly crunch, back to high gain. Go back to low gain setting. See? Now, with the high gain settings, you need to be more perfect with the damping technique with the chords, and also with palm muted stuff like And also, if you really attack hard, you give it a slam, say like whap. Oops, what happened here? The guitar is not tuned perfect anymore. This can happen. With high gain settings, you immediately hear it if the guitar is not totally in tune. See? Yeah. And what also is cool, you listen how the overtones develop once you do nothing anymore. Now you give a vibrato with the guitar, or just by pressing a little against the guitar, then you can let the overtones come. Try to listen to those overtones. See? This makes a difference if you just play a... The overtones come as well, but this is not this wah effect. See? Coming to lead. Same thing as before, but here the vibrato has to be more extensive. If you do nothing, the tone is not nice. See? What? And here you work with pinch harmonics. Put your pick in the right angle to the string, find the right spot where pinch harmonics come. And give vibrato. And that makes your soloing more expressive. And always think with the distorted tone, the tone has a beginning and an ending. See, it begins, whoop, and then it stops. And it accelerates to the end of the note. Bendings have a more expressive thing because there you can give vibrato. And can you hear the additional dirt which comes in? That doesn't matter at all, because if you want to be expressive, it can have more of this dirt. And on the high gain solo settings, you preferably play on the low 3 strings, you play with palm muted technique and harmonics. And on the higher one, with vibrators and bending. And that makes the difference from a good distortion sound and to bad distortion sounds. And once you have these together, then you can add all additional effects. And then of course it starts to sound much cooler. Now I have a delay on the... I have some delay on it. I wanted to a long time ago, I said if you put shit in, shit comes out. That's what I meant. First work up your tone with the distortion, and then you're ready to go for... When you have delay, it doubles up what you do. And that's the secret of a good distortion sound. It's how that you work dynamically with the tone. Once again, sit on a chair, take your equipment which you have. Best is if you have any kind of tube distortion or a good tube distortion simulation, and then try to fix out the dynamic shifts as I showed. Just the way I showed, and just listen to it and start to enjoy how the overtones develop, how you can create harmonics and all that stuff. And then you're really ready to go for that. And then you can add all additional effects, because then it doubles up what you're doing. And then you get a really great tone. And it's like a lot of multi-effect devices have like factor presets with a lot of delays, chorus and compressors and stuff like that. And they just, what they do, they give you the illusion that you have a big sound, but the sound is not big, the sound is weak, because you first need to create a sound here on the fretboard with the distortion, and then you can double up. You just need a delay as an example. And then it really starts to sound cool. And that's the topic of today's tutorial. Yeah, and once you listen to what you played, then you really can feel and start to then it starts to get intuitive, just comes out like this. And then you really start, your soloing starts to become alive, your distortion sound starts to become alive, and that's what we all want. There was one show, so it's like the Honda Touch is alive. Yeah, no, that's what we really want, and that's what this topic, I know it's not much this time, but still it's a lot of work, because I still do these practice works. Sometimes I just listen to distortion, how it develops, and then I know how can I play with the sound, because when I have a new sound, I just first listen to it, how it develops. And that's the big secret of the big sound. It's not the device, it's the player. Want to say something, Dr. Pink? Oh man, Dr. Pink is not really happy because it was not nice over Christmas and New Year. Yeah, good, so enjoy it and see us next week.